Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Five Rings Yoga Heart, Moving Through Transitions, Series 2. My name is Dinndayal, and I'd like to take you on a journey. And the journey is to the innermost regions of yourself. The purpose of this short video has to do with what we call transition and change. And what I'd like to share with you is methods and techniques in order to develop what we call ways of how to deal with those changes, which usually brings about greater wisdom, clarity, and also confidence. And it's definitely what we need at these particular times. I'd like to share with you a method of a technique in regards of a situation that's pertaining to relationship. Now, we all know that we've all been into relationships, and we also know that there is also a given fact that at a period of time you're going to have to stop and reevaluate the relationship you're in. Whether it's a relationship or partnership, dealing in business or corporation, or whether it's a personal, intimate relationship, there is always a time when you get to a point where you have to reevaluate. Do we still need to be together again? Can we still work together? Do we have to make any adjustments in order to clarify or make our relationship much more harmonious? Normally when you're going that, you feel a certain way in your gut, in your body. And usually things are sort of like hitting and missing in regards of what you're feeling. Sometimes a lot of you become very sensitive to statements that are either made or you feel like you're not valued. I mean, you have so many. I'm giving so much. I'm giving you a whole bunch of scenarios in regards of that. One of the key things when those things occur, when that major change comes, is to really steady your breath. And I keep talking about the breath, but the breath plays a major role. And as you steady the breath, notice where you're feeling the anxiety or what we call the fear. And usually, sometimes we feel it in the gut, or sometimes we feel it in the throat. So we're not able to really say much because we feel all choked up. And sometimes we feel it in our back. Back starts to sweat. Or sometimes we develop a little headache. So all those areas are key indications of where you're holding your stress or your trauma or your fear. When that occurs, what you want to do is touch that area of the body. For example, if it's in my abdomen, I hold my hand over my abdomen and I breathe deeply and just keep my breath steady. And as I breathe deeply, I inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. What I attempt to do is keep the breath even. In other words, if it takes me 3 seconds to inhale, it should take me 3 seconds to exhale. So it's inhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. And if you can do that for at least 5 minutes, you're able to really center yourself and then come from a place of center, not so much from a place of emotions, which is just a reaction. And you keep the breath steady. Keep something in mind, if you can, that there's an old saying that has been said for many different ways. And it said it this way: the true measure of a person is not when everything is going his or her way, but rather when there's difficulty and controversy is really when you know what a person is really made out of. The question I put to those of you that are watching this video: what are you made out of? What are you made out of? It's like the blacksmith and heating up the metal in order to bend the horseshoe. You have to heat it up to a certain Fahrenheit in order to even to bend the metal. Sometimes life has to heat us up so much that for us to move and shape and change, then that will be stuck. So if you look at it from that point of view, you begin to see like, wow, okay. And if you sort of look at the process of what needs to be done, you'll also begin to see that things start to have what we call a consistent pattern when you're very clear about what you want and your intention. And as always, feel free to contact me or view our website if you wish. And it's about service. It's about helping others. This is what we're here for. And as always, to thy own self be true. For the 5 rings, your heart waits you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.